What's up, cuz? It's Sean Society dropping some heat, and today we stepping into the dungeon itself, Orario. Now look, if you ever watched Danmachi, you know this world is run by Familias. Basically, God squads, each one got their own god or goddess, and their own set of adventurers, and they fight for power, respect, and glory down in the dungeon. But here's the thing, not all Familias built the same. Some just trying to survive, some built to dominate, and some they trying to control the whole board. So today, we talking about the three biggest players in the whole story: the Hestia Familia, the Loki Familia, and the Freya Familia. Strap in, grab your snacks, let's break it down. Who really run Orario? Let's start with the Hestia Familia, the underdogs, the ones everybody doubted. When this familia started, it was literally just Bale and Hestia, and that's it. No base, no money, no backup. Bro was sleeping in a church basement and running solo in a dungeon, straight broke boy grind. But here's what made him special, it's that bond. Hestia ain't got power like Loki or Freya, but she got faith. She believed in Bale like he was already that dude, even when he was getting chased by goblins on the first floor. Bale's growth represents what Danmachi is all about. It ain't about power, it's about how hard you work, how much heart you put in, and who's willing to fight beside you. And you see that in how fast Bale Cornell is leveling up. Bro literally breaking records. He went from scared rookie to little rookie, then to rabbit's foot. A man who earned his name through sweat, blood, and grind. And Cub. Let's talk about Hestia herself. She might be small and goofy, but she low-key one of the most loyal gods in the city. While other gods treat adventurers like chess pieces, Hestia treats hers like family. That's what makes her familiar different. And you see that when they expand. When they start getting allies like Lily Ruka, the backpack girl, Wilf the blacksmith, Mikoto from Takamasi Familia, and that's when the Hestia Familia go from a joke to a squad that's actually feared. They the definition of starting from the bottom. Alright, next up we got the Loki Familia. Now this ain't no little group. This is the military of Orario. They the top dog when it comes to exploring deep in the dungeon. They organize this plan. They've been running the city for years. Let's start with the goddess herself, Loki. She's mischievous, funny, and little drama, but don't let that fool you. Loki played a long game. She built her familia like a well-oiled machine. Every member handpicked with skill and loyalty. At the top, you got Fian, the captain, a tiny dude but one of the smartest technicians in Orario. Rivera, the elf queen. Her magic could wipe out entire hordes, and Geralt, the dwarf tank, built like he made out of bricks. Then you got Irons Wallenstein, the sword princess, cold, quiet, and scary strong. She the reason Bale even want to level up. Bro saw her slice a minotaur like it was paper and said, yeah, I need to be that. But Loki familia, it just ain't about fighting. They about teamwork. They do full-on expeditions to the lower floors, something most familiars can't even dream about. They got structure, they got rank, they got pride. Loki familia got their dominance, they the standard. Every new familiar in Orario either fear and respect them or want to beat them, simple as that. Alright, now let's talk about the familia that really move different. Freya familia. These folks, they don't flex muscle in the open, they pull strings in the dark. Freya herself, she's the goddess of beauty. Everybody who sees her get enchanted, but behind that beauty, she's cold, calculating, and got her eyes on one thing: Bale Cornell. See, Freya familia ain't just strong, they run the city from the shadows. They rich, they powerful, they got spies, influence, and the strongest adventurer in all of Orario, Otar. Bro, Otar's so strong, the Loki familia gotta bring a whole team just to keep up with him. He's a beastman warrior who don't talk much, but when he's in the step of the dungeon, it's over. And Freya, man, she play with emotions like chess pieces. She'll use love, beauty, and temptation to control gods and mortals alike. Whole guilds move based on her whims, and she don't even gotta say a word. If Loki familia ruled by power, Freya familia ruled by influence, they don't gotta fight to win, they just make sure the fight end in their favor. They like that quiet gang on half of the city, but you never hear about them unless somebody vanished mysteriously. So when you break it down, Hestia familia shows us heart and growth, the power of faith and hard work. Loki familia shows us structure, discipline, and teamwork, their real top tier execution. Freya familia shows us control, the power that comes from knowing how to move people, not just monsters. Three different types of power, three different ways to rule the city. And Bale Cornell, that boy caught in the middle of all of it. One goddess loves him, another goddess envies him, and the city watching him rise faster than anyone in history. That's what make Danmachi fire. It ain't just about dungeons and monsters, it's about ambition, love, and what it means to chase the strength your way. So let me know down in the comments which familia you rocking with. You a Hestia ride or die, you a Loki elite squad, or you chilling with Freya silent power. Hit that like button, sub if you vibing with the content. Don't forget it's your boy, Shona Society. Keep grinding, stay solid, and always level up. Love y'all boys and girls.